Alright, today we're gonna start by making us a campfire, and it's my wife's birthday, and so we're gonna cook her some T-bone steaks and some lobsters over the open fire. It's February 6th, so it's a beautiful day. It's about 50 degrees. We've been having some snow and wet weather, so this is a good day to do this. And so we're gonna start with making us a little fire. We're gonna use our old Henry fire starter by Fox Ridge Arms. And we're gonna put this down here close to our bird's nest. There we go. Get that going a little bit. Yeah, some a little bit more, coarser stuff here. Built our fire up on a bed of wood too to get up off the ground today because it's wet out here. We're going to make this pretty good fire here pretty quickly. This coal will burn down to cook with. It's going to take about probably 30-40 minutes for this to burn down the coal so we can cook over it. We don't want any of the kindling in there, that smoky grass and all that stuff that was starting out. So once it gets to like this, you're going to have to let it burn down. You don't want to try to cook over this unless you got marshmallows or something. We want coals to cook over, not flames. So we'll bring you back in a few minutes when it's burnt down some. Alright, our fire's working its way down to being coals. It ain't quite coals yet. Some of it might be. Not enough yet. So we're going to pile it up here tight together so it'll go ahead and burn up good. It's getting hot. But it's getting close to being ready to do something with. We want these flames to go down. We want the wood, when you tap it, to break into pieces. Alright, we're going to prepare our steaks here for our grill or for our campfire. And we've got some nice T-bones. Start with a little fresh ground black pepper. And we'll do both sides. Pull our paper off, of course. Both sides with the ground pepper. We'll do a pinch of salt. And then we'll do both sides. And most of the salt will fall off the time it gets done cooking. We're flipping it over and over. And what we have here is a little cast iron skillet, and it has this stick of butter, or part of a stick of butter in it. And we're going to take that out and put it on the fire while it's still pretty warm. Melt that down. We're going to have some lobster today, and so the next thing we're going to do is prepare our lobsters, and so we'll get you to see that. All right. See what our fire is looking like. We're getting pretty good coals on this side over here. And we're going to leave that. Keep getting it. We're getting her down pretty close. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my, this is just a bent piece of metal that I use as a brace. And I lay my grill on this rock, which is more or less flat, and I put it across to the fire. And I can move the fire around underneath it if I need to. But we're going to place this in here right now. Let's see if we can get it down where it's pretty level. Get It's setting up good. And we cleaned our grill good with a brush, with a grill cleaning brush. Get our fire under here. Poked underneath there a little bit. There we go. Alright, I think it's about time to get something going here. Alright, here is what we've got. We're going to set our butter on here. And we're going to start with our steaks, because they're going to take longer. Throw them up on there. And we're going to wait on our lobsters for a little while, because they're going to not take so long. We're going to melt our butter here, hopefully slowly. I'll even stick it up here with our steaks for the first time. Might even put a little butter on our grill there. Make our steak not stick. How about that? Just a little butter on that, so that's what we got. Like I say, we're not really interested in these flames quite yet, but we're wanting these coals under here good. So that's what we're trying to do. Work our coals back. Alright, we've got our butter almost all the way melted now. We put a little bit of garlic in there, a little salt and pepper. And now we've got our lobsters just barely on the fire. We're not got them over the flames whatsoever, but we're going to just baste them. We're careful not to touch our lobster with our spoon. That way we can use our base for our meal later. And we'll slide these a little bit closer. Try to get them to sit up straight. Pull our pan over here. It's way too close to the fire. We'll put them over that way. Get them off the fire. Got a little lobster over here, a little bit closer. Just a little baste on that side. Turn them over here. Oh yeah, that's looking getting good. Getting good. So we're gonna pull them off on this side. And we're gonna look at this one. This one's just needing a little more. So we're gonna set that lobster on up there. Move this up here just to keep it warm. And our steaks are getting pretty close. Our lobsters aren't even started yet, so we're gonna just leave them there to go for a minute or two. We're just going to switch places with our lobsters here so they'll cook even. One will cook faster than the other. So we're just going to switch them around here a smidge. Make sure I'm done with this one. And with this setup, I've got several types of heat. I've got direct heat over here, of course, where the flames are. That's mainly from the steak drippings now. I've got kind of a medium spot here and a pretty cold spot where the rock is. The rock's still on 4 inches of my plate here, so you can kind of move your stuff around to where you feel it needs to be as to what it needs. Now this side of this one's cooked good, and that one needs a little bit more, so we're going to reheat this one again. That needs a little bit more on that side. Good, that's good. That's good, yeah. This here one is done. So we're going to get our tray and pull him off and let him rest. This side of this one needs a little more. This one's done. We can put him up here on our tray. And we want to put it on something where it's off the heat and it can rest. It'll soak back up its juices when you do that. So you want to have it resting. We'll move our fire over here a little closer to our lobsters. Baste them a little bit. This butter. Go. That one over one time. Look at him. Yeah, that's better. What I'm doing when I'm poking him with my fingers, if you hold your hand, let me lay these down. If you hold your thumb out tight, if you feel down here on your bone, that's like overdone, overcooked. If you feel up here where it's taut, that's what I'm feeling for. I want it to be that. That's basically a medium. And if it's up here where it's real soft, that's basically raw. So that's what I'm doing when I'm touching it. And so this steak's just about done, and we're going to move these lobsters over here a little closer to the heat. I want to watch the lobsters real good because you can overcook them. We're going to look for, once we get them over the heat, maybe 5 minutes, not more than that. And we're wanting them to be just done, not overcooked by any means. So I'm going to say this here steak, I think it's done. Now that needs a little more on the fire. Alright, that's done. We're going to put him on our plate too. Work on our lobster. Alright, our heat's over there, so that's where we're going to put our lobsters down. Now that our coals are cooked way down, this will cook much slower, much more even. And we're just going to watch them, make sure that we don't overcook them. Now we've set them over here beside the fire where it won't barely warm. That's got the cold out of them. They were almost still frozen when we got them out the refrigerator. Not quite, but still felt a little ice on them. And this time of year, that's what we can get here is frozen. Let's see if I can get this in shell and behave better. Go. A little of this garlic on here. There we go. Set our pan back up here, cook on that a little bit so we have it. Alright, lastly, we're going to have us a couple of pieces of garlic toast. So we're going to just go ahead and put them on the grill as well. Might as well, it's already here. Make sure the butter ain't burning. And that one will do us. The lobsters are definitely getting cooked. Not quite there yet, but you can see the shells coming. So we bit quicker. A little bit quicker. Take it. Turn our bread over here. Look at that bread. Just grab that. That's hot too. It's hot, hot. There's our bread cooking. Our lobster's just about done. I think they're done. Done. Alright, here's our plates with our steaks on them. Take and put us a lobster. Ooh, put us a lobster right beside our steak. Perhaps I will. There we go. Slide them off to the side. There we go. Slide that up too. Alright, so there's our steak. Our bread is done. For sure. Oh yeah, bread is done. Look at that. Alright, now if that ain't a meal fit for a queen, which is my lovely wife, is named Donna, and it's her birthday. So we're going to take this inside and celebrate her birthday. Maybe fix us a few green vegetables, and maybe a nice salad with this. And we have our butter reduction over here that we're going to use to dip our lobsters in. I hope this has helped y'all. Lobsters are kind of a unique thing to do over the campfire, but we try to do a little different stuff once in a while. Hope y'all have enjoyed this. If you have, like and subscribe. If you want to come take a cast iron cooking class or a knife making class or horticulture class, just look us up in the description, the Virginia School of Traditional Arts. And see you on the next one.